Hi, and welcome along to World Cup Daily, the show where we take a look at the World Cup and also look at any Arsenal news that is floating around, and plenty of news today. We're going to start off with the World Cup and first of all take you through the results from yesterday. Germany beating Portugal 4-0 was highly impressive by the Germans. I thought our very own Arsenal players, Mesut Ozil and Per Mertesacker, both had very good games, very solid games. Ozil came off sort of in the second half, but he played his part in the game, was full of energy, good passing. We want to see more of that at Arsenal. And the Germans were really impressive. To beat a top team like Portugal 4-0, that was very impressive. And it just goes to show that football is a team game. You can have the best player in the world in your team, which Portugal have got, but if the other players around him or can't do it as a team, you're still not going to win. And that's what the Germans showed. Absolutely demolished Portugal. And what was Pepe doing? I mean, I know that Muller made a meal of it, but what was Pepe doing? He does this far too often. Decent player, but he's just got nothing up here. He's got nothing up there, and now he's probably got a strong chance of putting his team completely out of the tournament with that stupid red card. And as for Muller, hat-trick, I remember before the World Cup, did a video and I suggested that he's going to be one of the top players in the tournament. And I remember in the comment section, a lot of people were slagging me off and saying, why is Muller in it? Well, he won the Golden Boot last time and he scored a hat-trick this time. The guy is an excellent player. He's one of these players that go a bit underneath the radar, but he is a top player. Believe you me, Thomas Muller. The other game, USA versus Ghana. What a wonderful win for the USA. Well done to the USA. Did a lot of defending in the game, but they looked solid. Great goal by Dempsey. And, I enjoyed that game. Ghana, they looked, when they actually started playing in the second half, looked good. Got back in the game only to lose it again right at the end. And I think both of those teams is touch and go. Still, which one of those two will go through, but definitely that was a fantastic win, excuse me, for the USA. And the less said about the last game, Nigeria versus Iran, the better. I tweeted out yesterday, I've got a lot of Nigerian friends, and in respect to them, I won't say much about that game because they were absolutely awful. And one last thing on that World Cup, yesterday, I don't know, listen, if you're in England and you listen to commentary on BBC last night, Robbie Savage, he was a co-commentator. One of the worst co-commentaries I've ever heard. All he tried to do was, he was almost like he was trying to make a name for himself. All he was trying to do was criticize, overcritical. It just seems to me that some of these commentators, it's easy for them to criticize foreign players. I don't see them doing that when they're doing the Premier League. It's almost like they wouldn't criticize their mates in that way. And he just criticized everything. And when you think how talentless he was as a player, the amount of criticism he dished out, it was just beyond belief, and awful co-commentary. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought Savage, rubbish last night. I've just been talking it straight. This is why you've got channels like us, because we tell it as it is. Now, getting into the Arsenal transfer rumours, loads of them floating about. You saw the video that I did yesterday. I'm not happy with the amount of players being linked with a move out. It's still blowing up about Thomas Vermaelen today, although his agent has come out and denied all of these things about deals being done with Manchester United, etc. His agent has come out and said nothing has been done with any club. That doesn't necessarily mean that things weren't hot after the World Cup. And as I said yesterday, there's a strong possibility that that can happen because he's only got a year left on his contract. He's obviously going to want to play football. United are interested in him. Napoli apparently interested in him as well. If he goes, Arsene Wenger, Napoli only. Do not strengthen our rivals anymore by, making one of our players go along to them. And then to make things worse, when you thought things were bad, just to make things worse, people are suggesting that as part of the deal, we get Tom Cleverley. Now, that would really be taking the peak. We strengthen our rivals, and then our rivals then weaken us by selling us Tom Cleverley. Oh, I'll tell you what. And also Smalling's been linked with a move. Listen, as with I always say with this transfer window and links and players being rumoured to come, you can't take all of them seriously. And I'm hoping that that one's not serious, Cleverley, because I can't think of any Arsenal fan who would be up for that. There's two players we keep getting linked with, Cleverley and Solomon Kalou. And if any of those two happen, I'll tell you what, I don't even know what the reaction would be. I know it'd be horrible. There's one player that I think if this did happen, if this one came to fruition, a lot of Arsenal fans will be happy, and that's Mario Balotelli. Again, it's all over the papers today that Arsenal are willing to pay £27 million to prize him away from AC Milan. It won't be easy, even though Milan haven't got Champions League football. He is the jewel in the crown for them. I met some Italian fans the other night. They all love him over there in Italy. So AC Milan would be desperate to hang on to him, but it may boil down to money, etc. As I said, they've got no Champions League football. And let's look at the Balotelli situation. Now, let's look at clubs he could go to. Now, in Italy, he's played for Inter before, and he's at AC Milan. There's no way he's going to go to Juventus or any clubs like that. You know, AC Milan just wouldn't let that happen. They're not like us, where they're going to strengthen their rivals. They're not going to let that happen, right? In Spain, only really clubs that would be able to sign in Madrid and Barcelona. Maybe Sevilla, now that they've got a bit of money coming in, with the rich person from Singapore coming in there. But I can't see him going to Madrid or Barca. Barca have already got Neymar. They've already got Messi. Madrid have got the Benzema. Not really need that. And if they are going to go after a striker, it'd probably be Suarez. If we look at France, two clubs there could sign in, PSG and Monaco. PSG, they've already got their quota of world-class strikers. Monaco, perhaps, maybe they've got Falcao, but they may be looking. I think Monaco is a club that definitely could push the boat out to sign him. And then if we come to England now and look at the clubs, the possible clubs in England that could sign him, City, he was there before. I don't think there's any way they'd be looking to take him back. They've got their strikers already as well. Chelsea have just bought Diego Costa and have got loads of strikers. I doubt that. Manchester United, Van Persie and Rooney, they've just given Rooney £300,000 a deal. I very much doubt that. So it does open the door. When you look across Europe, possible clubs that he could go to, Arsenal, Monaco, maybe Sevilla in Spain. So we've got a chance if we really push the boat out, really put in a serious bid, make a good offer. I think we've got a very, very good chance of signing Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli would like to come to London, and it would be a signing. I think Arsenal fans on the whole would love that signing. They would love to see Mario Balotelli at Arsenal. I know I certainly would. Higuain as well has been linked with a move to Arsenal today. Now, again, I think this is highly, highly unlikely. It's more down to these are one of these type of rumours where there's no real link. It's just that the player's been asked the question. Like, they asked him the question, would you like to play with Messi? And he said, oh, yeah, of course I'd love to play with Messi. I'm flattered by the interest from Barcelona, because Barcelona apparently interested in him. And because he said that, people are like, oh, well, actually, he may be up for moving somewhere, and Arsenal need a striker, so maybe we'll link him with Arsenal. I don't think there's anything in that rumour whatsoever of Higuain coming to Arsenal. So, but the Balotelli one definitely gets stronger and stronger. Let's hope that can definitely happen. Let's get into a couple of the comments that have come in. Danny Alex says, hey, Robbie, Danny from Global Gooners. Ronaldo tried to win the game all on his own. If he would have passed in the final third, I feel Portugal would have got something out of the game before Pepe went off. Of course, you also get that. You get that in these games that you have your player, your main player, trying to try so hard to try and win the game on his own. This is a team game. You can't win it on your own. Paguna says, Thomas Vermaelen deal, Cleverley could be part of the deal. He says, I hope not. Listen, I think you're saying what practically every Arsenal fan. I cannot think of an Arsenal fan who would want Tom Cleverley at Arsenal. I can think of a lot of Man United fans who would want him to come to Arsenal, but not the other way around. Aces says, I'm hearing we've lodged a £25 million bid for Balotelli. Hopefully the move gets done as soon as possible. Wenger can get the best out of him. I agree that as well. I think he could. Aces also said, Ozil had a great game yesterday. Terrible analysis from ITV, however. Some of the, some dodgy analysis going on in some of the I mean, I like BBC's panel, not just because Thierry Henry's on it. I think Henry's been good. Rio Ferdinand's been very good. But Savage last night, I'm sorry, terrible, terrible, terrible. And XD3 also said, heard we bidded £25 million for Balotelli. That's the general thing. People are all getting excited, Arsenal fans, about the whole Balotelli thing, and you can understand why. I think he would be absolutely brilliant at Arsenal if we could get him in. And I'd love to see that happen. Let's wait and see. At least it's something a bit more positive than hearing about players looking to go out. Let's just tell you finally about the games to watch out for today. Russia playing South Korea, Belgium playing Algeria. But for me, there's only one game in town. Can't wait for this game tonight. Brazil versus Mexico. That is going to be, I'm looking forward to that game. I just love watching the Brazilians play when the anthem beats that and the passion and everything. And I've still got Brazil as my favourites to win the tournament. I know Germany looked good, but I just think with the crowd behind them, with the weight of expectation behind them, I think they're going to live up to the billing, and I'm hoping to see a good performance tonight against Mexico, who always play well against Brazil, always give Brazil trouble. And I was very, very impressed with Mexico the other night, and I think it's going to be a very attacking game. And on the World Cup note, don't forget to check out the World Cup diary with Loomis. That guy, he's having too much fun over there in Brazil. Every time I see his videos of his World Cup diaries, I am so jealous. He sent me a picture this morning of him with Ruud Gullit. He's been hanging out with loads of people out there. Listen, the guy's having so much fun. Check out those World Cup diaries of Loomis. Half of the time he's on Copacabana Beach, having a little bit too much to drink, but it's brilliant. And thanks for watching World Cup Daily.